Hi, my name is Heather, and I want to welcome you to my Fodder School 4 video hop for the second half of Fodder School. I have 4 projects that I want to share with you. The first one is Carrie Smith in August, and Carrie had us, in the first half of the class, she had us making little circles. I had more than these, but I've used up quite a bit of them, so we did painted circles, lots of different sizes. I also did these as well. And then in the second half of the course, she had us using the circles to make cards. So my cards are pretty simple. I think versatile, so you could use them as a birthday card or a thank you card. And I also incorporated some of the papers that I made in Tracy Waznjak's class, which was April. But this was August, Carrie Smith's class. In April, we had made painted papers with Tracy Waznjak. In the first half of the course, Tracy had us making these painted papers. And then she had us making envelopes because we were going to do a swap, but I started Fodder School 4 late because I thought I was going to be moving. So I didn't get to do the swap, but I still wanted to make some of the envelopes. And so mine are pretty basic. And then she had us making the tags that we were going to use for the swap. And I haven't embellished all my tags yet because I'm not quite sure how I'm going to use them. I might want to embellish them to match with the journal. And so I did put fabric on this one, and she had us doing a woven paper on that tag. And then the other tags were just some of the painted papers we used. She had us do a tag with playing around with some cutouts. And I made more tags, but some of them I've given away in a swap for something else. But they were super fun, and definitely love playing with painted paper. So thank you, Tracy. All right. So then in May, we did Megan Quinland, and Megan had us in the first half of the course. We made these little watercolor bits and bobs. She had us doing faces, which I had only really played with a little bit. And so that was super fun. She makes faces approachable. Because I think for a lot of people, making faces is a scary thing, but she really made it approachable. And then we also made these little watercolor bits. This one is with an art foamy, and I think the rest of these, I really love that one, are her stencils that she sells in her Etsy shop. Oh, that's an art foamy. And so that was super fun. I love that one too. I love anything botanicals, so I did a lot of botanical stamps. And then I made 3 little, now I also did some watercolors here. Just swatching. Love to swatch. And then I did 3 journals. I have not finished this one yet. This one will be with just art foamies. Right now it just has some art foamies in it, base for the base. And this is an art foamy here. And then these, this one was all Tim Holtz. And so, Megan said not to overthink it. So, just pick things up and put them down. Don't overthink it. So I was really just kind of going through my stash because I have a lot of little things that I don't really use that I feel are too precious. And so I just put them down. I think this is a great example of, where to, I followed her instructions on where to put things so that you had a room to journal. And then I did another one that was just Megan's stamps and stencils. This would be great for journaling if you do journaling. Here are some more faces here. More botanicals. And so she made a suggestion that we could make these kind of journals in the future and have one for each Fodder School lesson as kind of like a memory keeper, a tiny memory keeper. So each month when you did a project, you could take your scraps, because we always have pieces left over, and make a little, like, this is my October Fodder School memory book, journal, whatnot. So I thought that was a great idea. Now that we're going to be starting Fodder School 5 next month, that's something I'm thinking about, is doing that for Fodder School 5. And then last but not least is Stephanie Lee. And Stephanie taught the June class. And I did some of these classes out of order. So June was actually the last one that I just finished up. And I'm going to tell you, I've been wanting to do encaustic for almost 10 years. And this class really has hooked me on encaustic. And I am in the process of actually creating a studio in my garage. So the first half of the course, she had us making papers. So she taught us this really cool technique for painting papers. And I really tried to be good, because in the past I've kind of overdone it with the first half, and then I make way more than I could ever use. But this is my color palette. These are the colors that I'm planning on using for Fodder School 5. So I don't think anything is going to go to waste. They're fun and grungy. And then she also had us doing some mark making. And mark making is one of my favorite things. I don't do enough, but I really want to do more of. And so we were making papers. Nice and grungy. And she taught us this technique with this textured paste. I'll just leave it at that. And then more painted papers. And then what we did is she had us pick the ones that we wanted to use in a collage, and she had us making boxes. And I chose to go to the local thrift store and pick up this old cigar box from Havana. And I did a collage, and we did encaustic on top. And I will tell you, I loved it. And I used botanicals because I love botanicals. And this is now holding some of my tools. My encaustic tools are still in their plastic to be taking out in my studio. And it was wonderful. And my mind is racing with all of the techniques that I've learned in Fodder School over the year, and how I can incorporate them into encaustic. And that's one of the things that I love about Fodder School, is that you're exposed to different techniques, different teachers, and then you just find what you really love or want to explore more and go from there. So I just wanted to thank you for watching my little Fodder School hop. And if you're curious to see what I did last year, I have another one on my channel from last year's hop. And hopefully I will see some of you in Fodder School 5. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.